Super Friend. Sit down.
I hate you.
I hate you more.
You should.
I really
deserve
should.
it.
Well, it's Monday. Or it's Wednesday.
It is Monday.
Or it's Friday.
It's Monday. It's Wednesday. In Australia, it's Tuesday. I think actually anywhere across the Atlantic, it's Tuesday. But I could be wrong.
You know what else it is? Some bullshit. Okay.
It's both.
Do you know what somebody said to me? They started listening to the podcast from the beginning, and it's been a while. And they said, you guys burp a lot. It's kind of gross. And I said, just wait a little bit, because we kind of calm it down. I know I do.
We do. I mean, it's definitely...
try.
It's definitely made its way to the lesser amount.
It's making its way downtown.
But at the same time, like, it's nature. Like, come on.
If they ask you why...
People burp, people fart. Accept me for who I am. Accept us for who we are.
That's a lot to ask of somebody.
It's really not.
You want me to accept you for who you are as you are? That doesn't work for me. That's my family. That's... Am I right? What are you drinking?
Well,
welcome to Super Friends Sit Down.
Well,
you know what this
for
is.
one, I did not explode.
Ah.
We had a nice dry opening.
I saw a TikTok hack with how to open a can. I should try it next time.
No one should need a hack to open a can.
It's like a different way of opening it.
Ooh, Dirt Rich. Always glad to see you.
Fucking wish.
I actually have something to tell you about that. This is a beer by Drownlands.
Who's that?
They're right over the border of New York State. But I had Chinese food with Jackie the other day, and much like LFO, it didn't make me sick. And my fortune said, your income will increase soon. And I was like, hell yeah, I hope that's true. And that's my story about Chinese food.
I love that. That's so transcendental.
And I think it's fly. When a girl stops after summer. But yes, welcome to Super Friends Sit Down, where we're going to have ourselves a nice little Super Friends Sit Down, because we have ourselves some questions and all sorts of fun shit for ourselves. But also, you had yourself a day in Philly. Please tell me about it.
I can't. I got to backtrack.
Okay.
I got to start you with Saturday.
You got to start me with Saturday.
Saturday, I went to my cousin's graduation party. He graduated from college. Congratulations, Leo. You deserve it. You earned it. That's great. I didn't graduate college. But you did. So good for you. He had a party at some place in Keyport. It was actually pretty good. But you had to climb about 15 flights of stairs to get to the roof.
Where was it in Keyport? Like by the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had to climb about five flights of stairs to get up there. And then by the time you got up there, you're out of breath. And they didn't have lemon at the bar. So I was like, I'll just go downstairs and get some. And they were like, no, we can. And I was like, okay.
Great. That's an excellent alternative.
Thank you so much for offering. I did not want to go.
I'm very happy that you offered to do your job for me, that you
Yes.
get paid for.
Well,
that I pay you to do.
I didn't pay for nothing. I mean, I tipped him out a little bit, but I wasn't paying for the party.
You assured them, you made sure that they left with more money than they came with because they got you lemons.
Sure.
For the lemon diet.
Which the lemon diet came up because the guy came back and gave me a cup full of lemons. And my other cousin looks at me, he's like, are you eating lemons? And I was like, no, I'm not on the lemon diet. He's like, what the fuck's the lemon diet? And I was like, you don't want to know about the lemon diet story.
Speaking of the lemon diet, if I could just say, where I was Saturday, this is very quick, and I promise I'll let you get back to where you were. Not Saturday, Friday. Got to enjoy Brian and Sarah's wedding, their true ceremony.
Oh, yay.
In Phillipsburg, and it was just a beautiful time. It was an honor to be there.
That's the wedding you were sweating your ass off at?
Oh, buddy.
I was scrolling, and I saw that on your girlfriend's story, and was it my sister who was next to me? She saw how sweaty and she goes, ew, and I was like, it's Alex. Like,
and
are you...
it only got worse from there, but please continue.
I can imagine.
Wait, like, once the official, like, photos come out, I'll be happy to show you, because it was disgusting. But please continue.
So I get to this party where it's a third my family and then 2/3 my cousin's college friends. And as a 27-year-old man, I looked at this group of college kids and I said to myself, what the fuck are they doing? None of them... Well, okay. My cousin was in a sorority, fraternity. Sorry, men. Fraternity. Frat. Gotcha. So all the guys there, I just assumed were frat brothers and like Klingons from other frats that he made friends with. All the girls that were at this party,
The Klingons from Star Trek?
yeah,
Okay. Just to be clear, okay.
I've never seen Star Trek, so
Same.
I just know Klingon.
I know Klingons from like parodies of stuff. That's about it.
So all these guys, they kind of look okay. They're they all look cohesive in a way. They're wearing khakis. They're wearing a button down or a t-shirt.
Did they all look
Man's
exactly the same?
No.
Did they?
They
all
were
have
wearing similar things, but none of them looked alike. The girls, however, these dolls. Let me tell you something about these girls in college. You could not have given me a more eclectic group of women. Not one of these girls looked like they came together. Not one of them looked like they shop at the same store. Not one of them looked like they had the same sleep schedule. None of them looked like they had even the tiniest shred of a semblance of a friendship with each other. There was a girl in this like tank top material crop top with waist high floor length pants and a sloppy bun. There was a girl wearing, I shit you not, like Wicca outfit. Like she would have cast a spell. She was the one I wanted to talk to. There was a girl wearing like a white Marilyn Monroe type style dress. All these girls looked fucking wild. And I looked at my sister and I was like, we have to study them and we have to come up with a joke or two.
You know, what you just painted for me was like every textbook in the 90s where like everyone
random
gets
people.
along,
Yeah.
but they all look different.
Yep.
And they all just have like the poses.
Which was kind of nice to see.
And one's in a wheelchair. There was always one in a wheelchair. And I don't mean to say that offensively, but there was always one in a wheelchair.
Inclusion matters.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were gay, though.
You don't know that.
That's true, actually. There's always a gay one. They just don't always tell you. Right, Power Rangers? So we're at this college party. And I get there, and...
That was good.
Thank you. And of course, I get... Saturdays I work. So I went to work, and then I ran home, showered, got myself together really quick, and then went to this party. So when I get there, I'm giving my family a hug. And my aunt gives me a hug, and she sniffs me, and it's like one of those, like... You smell so good.
Oh.
To which my response was, I showered. Thank you. And then she continued to keep telling me how good I smelled and continued to keep smelling me throughout the night.
I feel like you get that a lot, though. The length of it, I feel, is
I get you smell
super
good
obscure.
a lot, but
yeah,
the clinginess of it was a lot. Almost to the point where it kind of made me uncomfortable. It's like really hard to make me uncomfortable. So at one point she keeps sniffing me, and somebody said something, and I don't remember how it happened, but I just remember saying like the incest thing, not really my kink. In front of my whole family, I'm having this conversation. You think I'm like talking to them like my fucking like it's you on the podcast?
Step bro, no.
What? No, shut the fuck up. So I'm like, incest, not really my thing. Like family type stuff, like not really into that. Like daddy issues, totally. But like aunt, not really my kink. But if it works for you, it works for you. And they all looked at me like I was fucking crazy, and then laughed, and then I felt good.
Did you plug the podcast afterwards?
Of course.
Great.
Anybody who knows anything about me knows I don't talk about this podcast unless you ask me first, because it's my baby.
Do you also feel like an asshole kind of self-promoting?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's mostly because of that motherfucker out there, Joe. He's like... This is my impression of Joe. This is my impression of Joe impersonating me. Do you know I have a podcast? Have I told you I have a podcast? Yeah, I do a podcast with my friend. We do a podcast. It's a podcast. Do you know I have a podcast? And then I looked at him and said, when the fuck do I ever talk like that in front of you? And so because he makes fun of me like that, it keeps me from telling people I have a podcast.
I love
out of embarrassment.
the self-consciousness of it.
Yes, thank you. I know I'm very insecure. So, also at the graduation party, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm not doing anything Monday. I have the morning off. I want to just go away. So I'm using the worst service available because I'm so high up by the shore, so the service is shit. And I'm on Travelocity trying to like book a hotel room in Philadelphia. I booked the hotel room. It's all good and plenty. And then I go about the rest of the night. This will lead us into tomorrow. But one last thing. The highlight of the night. My sister brought her 2-year-old son to this party, to which everybody wanted to be around him. And as a child who grew up for a year in a pandemic where like distance was, key.
Is he 2 already?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
Holy shit.
So he's just more of like a, you know what? Don't come to me. I'll come to you when I'm ready. And my 2 aunts just kept going up to him, and you could just see he was getting agitated.
The same one who was smelling you?
One of
I
that
need to
one,
smell
and then
that
another
baby.
one. And then so those 2 they kept going up and like playing with him and annoying him. At least he looked annoyed. But he was really cranky when he got there. He doesn't like a lot of people.
Same.
So at one point my other aunt comes up to him and like takes his binky out of his mouth to try to like get a kiss and like talk to him and play with him. Alex, when I tell you, she took that binky out of his mouth, and without waiting, that baby went across her face. He slapped her so hard.
I love it.
He slapped her so hard to the point that I had to turn and hide in my sister's stomach to laugh because I didn't want everyone to see I was falling out over her, getting smacked
By a baby.
by a baby. But then I looked at my sister and I said, oh, he did what we all wanted to do. She thought that was really funny. So
did your sister go like, that is my son?
My sister was cracking up too. We almost had to step outside because we were beside ourselves. The timing of that could not have gone any better.
That's amazing.
So now that brings me into Sunday. So Sunday, we're driving to Philly. Hotel check-in's at 4. We get in. Parking garage right next to the hotel. It's part of the hotel. Okay, I go in. I get to the front desk, and I say to the woman, I'm checking in. I have a reservation. She's like, what's your last name? I give her my last name, give her my ID. She goes, you don't have a reservation for today. And I was like, I know what you're talking about. I pull up my Travelocity app to pull up the booking, and I didn't even double check it. I was like, I have this booking. I know.
Oh, my God.
And I show it to her, and she looks at me. She goes, oh, that's for next weekend. So I booked this hotel room, a non-refundable room, might I add, because I booked it so quickly I didn't even go over my options. I just wanted to get it out of the way.
So you're going to go to Philly next week?
So I'm in Philly, and I'm almost ready to walk into traffic. I call Travelocity, we work it out, and I'm like, okay, thank God, like, the room, they switched the reservation to today, I'm able to get the room, I can't wait, I got my bathing suit, it's early enough, I want to go to the pool, I want to have a good time, I want to sit in the jacuzzi, I want to chill. So then I go back to the front desk, we check in, she's going over everything, she hands me this paper with all their COVID guidelines, and guess what they don't have available to people right now?
The jacuzzi?
The fucking pool. The entire pool area is closed until mid-August. And it didn't say that on Travelocity when I put in that I wanted a hotel with a pool. I can't win.
You're batting 1,000, dude. I gotta tell you.
But wait, there's more. So we walk around Philly, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take Joe to Reading Terminal. I'm gonna get him Beeler's donuts. Oh, those donuts are so fucking good. Can't wait. We're gonna eat all this food. It's 5 o'clock. Reading Terminal closes at 6. It's a short little 10-minute walk. So I was like, let's go. We walk in. We have enough time to walk all the way through. So we start from the first entrance. I get show them around. And then by the time we make it all the way to where Beeler's is, that entire area is empty. To the point where I'm like, there's not even like stock in here. Like everything's empty. All the like deli cases cleared. So then I went as we're leaving. The cookie place was doing $1 cookies because they were up to close. So they were like, let's just get rid of them. So I bought a bunch of cookies and I asked, I was like, did Beeler's close for good? And they said, no, they're not open on Sundays. And I completely forgot that Beeler's was an Amish donut place.
Yeah.
So that whole 2 rows in Reading Terminal that like is all like operated by Amish people. They don't work on Sundays.
It's like Mennonite run, right?
Something like
I think.
that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's not Rumspringa.
You know, Rumspringa is just like a one-time, like, ritualistic thing, right? It's not like a...
But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy its essence and, blame my acting out on it.
Okay.
Rumspringa! What was that movie? Hot Rod. Did you ever see that movie, Hot Rod?
I think you're talking about Sex Drive.
Maybe it was that one.
Because Hot Rod's with Andy Samberg. It's about the stuntmen. Sex Drive's the one where, like, the nerdy kid's just trying to get laid.
Okay.
Seth Green's in it, I think.
I could care less.
I know there's one scene where the one nerdy kid is running through the hayfield naked, And then if you watch like the unrated version, like he's running, and then it pans over and it's just a giant black dick swinging running to simulate like this is the nerdy white kid running.
Gotcha. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to watch the unedited version now. So we leave Reading Terminal, start making our way back to the hotel. We stop and get food. We go back to the hotel room, and I say, "Do you want to go do something? Whatever." There was this place called Wonder Spaces that was nearby, so we booked the tickets. They were like $25, and then I said to him, I was like, "So we're gonna go to this art exhibit. Do you want to go regular, or do you want to go on a trip,
or do you want to go deluxe?"
Yeah. So I had a juice, one of my magic potions,
Vitamins.
I had my beautiful mushrooms.
Nutrients.
Yes. And I had a lemon.
Antioxidants.
Absolutely.
I think.
I'm very healthy now these days, as you might be able to tell. I'm
you did
just the beacon of health and wellness.
So you did a cleanse before you...
Yeah.
Very nice. Good choice.
To which we walk into this Wonder Spaces place. And immediately there's two giant inflatable...
Titties.
I wish. They were like sculptures, but inflatable sculpture.
Okay.
I have a picture of them. I could post this on the page
Balloons.
to talk about this. So the bottom, like the first floor, had 4 exhibits. There was one with all these strings of lights. The trip starts to kick in as we go to the virtual reality exhibit.
Okay.
And as we walk up to the person giving out the headsets, they explain briefly what we're about to watch, and it's a artist's interpretation of what happens to you when you die.
Ooh.
And let me just tell you, it's fucking boring. So you put on this headset. Let me just, not shitting on the artist. It was actually really fucking cool. But for me personally, it left me with a lot of questions.
You're also on Smoothie.
Yes. So
you are so full of vitamins.
We're sitting in this dark area with these headsets on. You're in a boat. So I'm going to try to just describe as much as I can remember.
Okay.
You're in a boat where you're floating into wherever. You leave this like dock area. There's all these faceless people around you just watching you leave. And you're going alone. The boat's going. You can't see but you can't see yourself. Like you were literally just there in the boat.
Sounds like the river Styx.
Kind of.
But continue.
And then as you go, you approach a big rock with a dog on it. And the dog joins your travel.
Ooh.
Occasionally looking back at you like...
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, he's like, you know where you're going, right? And then at one point, so let's just say, okay, this is the boat in the water. I'm floating in the boat. And then at one point, the headset goes and you start to turn upside down. And at that point, as it started to turn, I was like, oh shit, I thought I was falling. And then you're upside down in the water. And then as you're upside down in the water, you see all these different fish. You see some fucking spider-looking creature things. You see some bears. There's mad anamorphics, whatever. whatever you want to call them. And you can't really like make out what they are. You can't really see what they are, but you just kind of get like the vibe of what they are. You get the essence.
You get the vibe of the animal they are?
Yeah. Okay. Like you can't see like any like it looks like it's a fish because it's a long object that's narrow and then gets wide and it's moving along. Like it doesn't resemble a fish, but you get like the idea. It like you can see it's a fish. You know what I mean?
I'll take your word for it.
It's hard to explain. So then at one point
I'm gonna need
just approach all of these rocks in the boat and your boat stops, and instead of you stopping, you continue to rise. So you're rising, and as you rise, obviously the ground is getting further away from you, and it's also getting cloudier. And everything starts to get really, 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 really cloudy. And there's all these fucking fish-like things swimming around you, and you're looking this way, there's fish. And then it's all just white and empty. And then that's like written by. I was like, that's it. It was like a 7-minute video.
Okay.
But it left me with a lot of questions because was it a virtual reality experience of what happens when you die and you go on to the afterlife? Or is it when you die and it's your journey into reincarnation?
I think it's up to you to interpret the artist's
That's what my sister
rendition.
said. So the exhibit was cool for the most part. There was this one exhibit, it looked like stars. And then I got close enough to it. It was a fucking spider web. I mean, like, not a real spider web, but it was an artistic type of a spider web. It was fucking creepy.
Did Gwen Stefani make that one?
No. But that shit was bananas.
Sorry.
Because I looked at it, I was like, it's a giant spider web. Get out of here before the spider comes. We went upstairs. There was a couple cool exhibits, but, like, none of them were as cool as the ones on the bottom floor. So by the time we were out of there, we were in there for maybe 45 minutes, so it was still early. And I said, I was like, let's try to find a bar. So I, like, look up bars nearby. There's one that's a short walk away. It's called the Johnny Walker Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
We walk. We're in Chinatown of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Which I didn't know existed. I thought Chinatown was reserved, like...
There's various Chinatowns.
I thought it was really just for, like,
New
San Francisco and New York. I thought that was it for Chinatown.
Nah, there's a couple of those.
So we're there, and we're walking around, and the GPS says, like, you're arriving. And I look, and I'm like, that's a lawyer's office. That's not a lounge. And I'm looking at the GPS, and it's, like, in the middle of the block rather than, like, towards the end. So I'm like, well, maybe it's, like, a building around here, and there's, like, signs somewhere. So I walk around the block, which took about 15 minutes because it was, like, a city-style block.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe looks at me, he goes, do you want to just take the L and go back to the hotel? And I looked at him and said, no. For once today, I don't want to just take the L. I want to win. I want to thrive.
Did you?
No, because this fucking bar didn't exist. There was no phone number to contact them. There was no actual address. Johnny Walker Lounge, it gives you a little dot on the map, and that's where it's supposed to be, and it doesn't exist.
You didn't go anywhere else afterwards?
No, I was very defeated. So we went back to the hotel and DoorDashed Taco Bell.
Okay.
Because what night doesn't end well with Taco Bell?
You guys didn't get cheesesteaks?
It was like 11 o'clock at that point.
It's Philly.
Shit was closed, bitch. It was Sunday.
Hello. Okay.
I know. We did get a cheesesteak earlier from this vegan place, though, which actually was not that bad. A vegan cheesesteak is very interesting in terms of texture.
I believe it.
But also, tasty.
I feel like it's kind of hard to mimic that shaved beef.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it
can be done,
probably is. So then, from there, the food was terrible.
The Taco Bell?
The Taco Bell was horrible. Which, like, Taco Bell by itself is normally not, like, the best tasting thing, but at least it's got, like, a baseline level, where this just sucked. And I ordered ice cream from 7-Eleven, so they stopped on the way. It was freezer burnt. So at this point...
When are you going to learn that you should just stop DoorDashing stuff? Because you have more bad experiences than you do good.
That's not true. I just don't always talk about the good experiences because they're not as memorable. So now at this point, I'm over it. I want to just sit in bed and scroll on TikTok. So then I get in bed, and there's a painting on the wall next to the bed. And then half of it comes undone, and it slides all the way down into the thermostat and knocks part of the thermostat off the wall a little bit. It was this huge painting, and it came down, and it, like, imagine this painting.
Wait, this happened for real and not because of your nutrients?
This happened for real.
Huh.
This happened because, like, I sat in the bed, and then it happened. So I literally sat in the bed, as I was about to get comfortable, boom, photo false. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
So then I find a way to, like, get this painting back on the wall, get back in bed, and then I'm looking at the air conditioner that was on a moment ago, and then isn't anymore. It's summer. We're in Philadelphia, so it's already hot and humid. It smells like wet, sweaty garbage. And then we're on the 17th floor.
Ew.
And heat rises.
Heat rises?
You know, we've learned that from natural science. Heat rises. I start to freaking panic. Because the thermostat that once displayed 62 is now blank. And I start thinking, how the fuck do I fix the thermostat? I don't know what I'm pressing the buttons, nothing's happening. And then I'm thinking, let me try to pull it off the wall. So I try to get it off the wall. The bottom half is screwed in. So I get the top portion to come off, so it's just kind of dangling. Mm. And there's 4 batteries that I need to readjust. The 2 that are down here came completely out. So I have to figure out how to get them back in with my giant fucking sausage fingers. This trip was not as bad as I'm making it seem, but it just had a lot of hiccups. I finally fixed the batteries. Thermostat goes back in. Pop, air conditioner comes back on. And and I say to myself, now I can go to bed. This was probably about midnight. 3:30 in the morning, I'm still awake, unable to go to sleep, because I have this really, really intense feeling that somebody is staring at me in bed. To the point that I just closed my eyes and breathed until I could fall asleep. It was very not it. I give up on trying to have a hot girl summer. It's not the tea for me. I'm not having a hot girl summer. This is not fun. I want to give up. I want like sad boy winter. I want like fat kid fall. Something else. Give me something else. This summer shit is not for me anymore.
That's 2 weeks in a row where just like shit after shit after shit.
I'm sick of getting shit on. It's not my kink. Whoever has my voodoo doll, please, like, just tickle my balls instead.
Just
Finger my hole. Stop ruining my life.
Stop
Like,
wiping with me.
oh my god. Ew.
Oh, that's where we draw the line.
But like,
stop shitting on me. It's not my kink, but now we're getting literal, and that's too much. God damn it.
No, but just like the visual of that is gross, but at the same time,
It's like a long
it
cane
makes
Polly,
sense.
but a butt.
It makes sense. You wiped your ass with my voodoo doll, and my life is shit. Not really, but like, I just has these really shitty moments. So, what about you? What are you up to?
I mean, if I could lighten the mood for a fucking
I would love for you to lighten the
little
mood.
bit. As I said before, we had Brian and Sarah's wedding, the official ceremony on Friday, so I got to see the family.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously
How was Trish and Tom?
Trish was amazing. She was super excited about everything. Brian's sister looked very happy, pregnant with baby number 2.
Oh,
I saw
good for her.
Saw Tom Jr. They all look exactly the same. It's actually kind of scary, but it's also great. Unfortunately, Tom couldn't make it. He was sick, but we talked to him via FaceTime, and that was a very like enlightening moment.
Oh, nice.
At one point during just like some of the dancing, Trish came over with like just a screen full of Tom's face, and like me, Jordan, Blake, and Kyle are just like jumping up and down, like just cheering, and you could see in his face that he was just like genuinely happy to see all of us.
That's nice. That makes me happy to hear.
But one thing that obviously, yes, I was terribly sweaty.
yes,
We went. This was Jackie's first time meeting
all of them.
all of them.
Ugh.
So literally,
Buckle up.
yeah, it's a great time.
I'm sure.
Welcome with open arms. Everybody just like took her right in. Obviously, like Sade and Danielle, just like, oh, friend.
Yeah.
And that's how it went.
They're like, finally, we add to our numbers.
Yeah.
The women are starting to gain their legions.
We danced all night. Brian's uncle.
Did you dance till you just can't dance no more?
No, I could have danced more. My shirt couldn't handle much more though. Excuse me. Brian's uncle. I'm not gonna say names because I don't know if he'll really want me to say this, but he got pretty
Hammered.
topsy turvy, and it was a sight to see. I'll just leave it there because I don't want to get too in depth, being that it's not really like my relative to tell.
That's fair.
But
also, though, drunkenness at a wedding is the best thing to watch when you're not. As
Oh
drunk.
yeah, it was
I
a
love
great
drunk
time.
people. I encourage people to drink, even though I don't.
Now one thing too is we were telling Blake he was like, we're not gonna get an Uber, like I gotta plan a ride, like how are we gonna do this? Like, dude, like Uber's everywhere. What are you talking about?
Ubers are expensive now.
He could not get one actually, so I had to drive a group of 4 plus Jackie to the hotel, come back, take another group of 4.
You were a shuttle bus?
I was a shuttle bus. I was reliving my like early college days where it was just like being dad. So that was
I had
fun.
no idea you've been a daddy for so long.
Oh, buddy, I've been a daddy for more longer than everybody can.
More
hear me.
longer?
I couldn't get
More
the words
longer.
out. More longer than anybody
I
can
don't
hear me
mean to,
talk.
I don't mean to point this out to you, but we've explored my ineptitude with grammatics.
Grammatics. Truth be told, my brain just stroked out right there.
I love
like,
that.
Bad.
We've been together too long.
Too many, not enough strokes, but too many strokes at the same time.
You could have 5 or 6 strokes, or just one.
But the following morning, so we had a little bit of a panic when we got to our hotel because we booked ours in Bethlehem where they were in Easton.
Okay.
So we booked ours specifically because we were next to a Waffle House.
Nice.
We pull up. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. They're closed. They're closed for the day.
A Waffle House is closed at 2:30?
Let me explain.
Did somebody fight over the pancakes?
Let me explain.
Okay.
Jesus. So, because of the insane labor shortage across the country, they just don't have the staff, so they're open 7 to 2 every day.
Wow.
Yeah. And, dude, I went on we were getting ready, and I looked at Google reviews, and people were getting mad. It's like, website not updated, couldn't get my stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. Like, and then we got to the door the following morning, and like there's signs everywhere. At the same time, like, this goes for every service industry, not just Waffle House. People just aren't working. There's help wanted everywhere you want to go, to the point where one of my coworkers went to Vermont. I might have said this before, but I don't remember. In Dunkin' Donuts, he tried to just walk in and get coffee. 2 employees, only the drive-thru. He had to walk through the drive-thru, and when he talked to the manager, he's like, I can't get help. I have part-time hours for $16 an hour and benefits, and no one wants to work. If I was a teenager with the opportunity to make $16 an hour and get benefits,
You can't be a teenager working at Dunkin' Donuts. You have to be over 18 years old.
if I was 18 years old getting $16 an hour and benefits just to serve coffee, that's a pretty sweet gig. I mean, granted, are there better jobs out there? Yeah, but if they're unavailable, or if you need a second gig, like, that's a good gig to have. If you're going to get benefits, dude, benefits is a huge factor for something like that.
For part-time work, benefits is an extremely rare thing to offer.
The point I'm trying to make here is give the service industry a break. We just had a pandemic. You're going to need to just be patient. I know everyone wants to get out there and have their iced macchiatos and their fancy, what's that black tap milkshake with the burger on top of it? Remember that shit? Remember that gimmick? Yeah, fuck that.
You never went to Black Tap, right?
No, I never
It's
cared.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, let's just leave it there.
Well, I had a Coney waffle, and nothing against Coney waffle. It was delicious, but I just can't do the whole gimmicky, like, overindulgence.
Well, I mean, they do those things because it's all flashy and showy. You're not supposed to eat one by yourself. I mean, I can, but
It's gimmicky overindulgence.
absolutely, it's for the gram. You do it for the gram. They want it. They want the TikToks. They want the Twitter clout. They want the IG likes. Places have these things because it's just supposed to be fun to post. It doesn't taste good, and it's not that great, but it's nice to post it.
Fair. But the point I'm trying to make is just be patient. Be nice to your servers. Even if we weren't out of a pandemic, be nice to your servers. Like, they're doing their job. They're trying to just make a living. They're trying to get through school. Be nice. It really doesn't take any effort. It's going to take a little longer to get your food, but you chose to go out. You could have cooked at home.
Could have DoorDashed.
Don't listen to him about that, because you'll only get the voodoo wipe. The voodoo wipe of DoorDash.
Here's my thing. As somebody who knows plenty of people who've worked in the service industry who worked throughout this pandemic, I did have forced time off because my job did close because I wasn't deemed an essential worker. People who were in the food service industry were deemed essential because they served food. So they worked the entire pandemic, and they dealt with people coming in being ignorant. They dealt with people coming in being impatient. They dealt with people coming in just fucking horrible human beings, looking for a reason to make this person's day shit, while they're probably not getting compensated the way they should. Granted, don't get me wrong, $16 an hour at Dunkin' Donuts is pretty nice. It's not enough. So you have these people who aren't making a livable wage, working with horrible fucking customers, and you're mad that they don't want to work anymore. Stop treating them like shit. I hate people.
I'm sure you.
That's my stance.
I'm sure you remember this more than most. Remember at the height of pandemic where people were protesting to just, I want my haircut. I want my prom. Remember when that was a thing? Remember that?
Remember when the whole country of the United States was self-entitled fucking assholes?
I don't have to remember because it's just been constant.
Because you say, like, you say the way that you preface it was almost as if it was like the whole world, but it was just the United States being.
I was just talking specifically about like just the signs that say like
the Karens, the bitches, the Steves. I don't know. That's not, what would be? Is Kevin the Karen?
I think it's Kevin.
Is it Kevin?
Yeah.
The Karens and Kevins. Mm-hmm. The trials and tribulations of Karen and Kevin.
Now, if I could lighten the mood just a little bit, the Olympics are going on, and
Yes.
man, there is a lot of historic and cool shit happening. I'm going to start by saying, first and foremost, it's fucking cool to see skateboarding in the Olympics. That's
Okay.
amazing.
I do want to talk about that. When did that? This is the first time it's an Olympic sport.
I looked online. They said it was introduced in 2016, but I think this is maybe like the first year they're making a big deal about it. But in the,
I mean, snowboarding is the winter version of skateboarding, so I would assume that skateboarding would only progress. I thought that was really cool that skateboarding was an event. I'm sorry to cut you off.
not
but
only
I do wanna
that,
include that.
not only that, a young Japanese girl, 13, to gold. Mm-hmm. That's incredible. Like
It's
not
wonderful.
only to be a prodigy skateboarder at 13, but to be so good
And
that
endorsed
you
by
ma-
Tony Hawk.
to not only that, but being that good
Oh yeah.
by 13 to make it into a worldwide event. That is fucking incredible.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on this girl.
Do you even know her name?
I don't remember her name.
Well, her name is
because I
Momiji
didn't-
Nishia.
Okay.
I may have butchered that, but
Tony Hawk
Yeah.
posted a video of her skateboarding a few years ago, and somebody commented on it. She's not going to make it very far. Too many mistakes. That was in like 2015. Somebody responded to that tweet with a picture of her fucking biting that gold medal. Like, are you sure about that?
I love that.
A very nice
love
full circle moment.
those people that have the nerve to talk down on someone, especially a fucking teenager.
kid?
A teenager.
She was a kid at the time. She was a child.
You're right. You're saying it was a couple years ago. A child. Like, she's not going to make it very far. She just fucking started. And look where she made it.
Yeah.
Gold medal. Gold medal in a worldwide competition.
It's
The best of the best.
It's almost comical to me that we as people watch these extreme athletic people on television and go, "Pfft, that's it." Meanwhile, fatty, you're sitting on the couch eating fucking bonbons and pretzel chips with hummus. You get your ass out there and do a fucking half pipe trick. I don't talk shit about people who do it better than me. I'll maybe make like a constructive remark where it's like, oh, that was really cool. They could have did this. That would have been really cool.
See, I feel like when it comes to athleticism and like stuff like routine, whether it be like skateboarding, gymnast, whatever,
Yeah.
I can't comment because like one, I don't know enough. Two, like I'm here to be amazed. I'm here to watch.
Most of my comment
And-
on stuff is like, holy shit, that was cool.
Right. My commentary comes from stuff like Black Summer,
Yeah.
movies, TV, things that just make me mad. Like,
Listen, things make people mad.
They do.
Clearly, a child skateboarding makes a fat older white man mad because that's who made the comment.
now, on top of that, this one kind of hits near and dear to our hearts because not only are we about to talk about weightlifting, but a Filipino
weightlifter.
Well, she's female. Is it Filipina?
No, it's just
A weightlifter from the Philippines
There you
took
go.
home gold. We did it. We made it.
We tried it.
We got it.
It
We're
was
here.
it was rocky, but we made it through.
We made
I'm
it.
a survivor.
Oh, fuck you. But from what I'm reading here, apparently they hadn't won a gold medal in anything in 97 years or 100 years.
Yeah.
And I don't. Did you? So her name is, and forgive me, I'm gonna say Hideline Diaz. Mm-hmm. Did you see the video of her clean and jerk?
I haven't gotten to see any of the weightlifting stuff
Dude,
yet.
I'm gonna have to send it to you because I mean, first and foremost, her final clean and jerk was 224 kilos, which very impressive.
Better work, bitch.
Translates,
What weight class was she in?
That's a good. 55,
55 kilo weight class, and her final clean and jerk was 200 kilos.
224.
Are you sure?
Wait, no, I'm
Her
sorry.
total might have been 224.
No, I thought about that. Now I'm reading this and it's saying
Because 200
her,
kilos
she had
is
224
440
total.
pounds.
I think
Okay.
because it says an overall lift of 224, an Olympic record.
Yes.
Okay, no, good call on that because that would have been like a fuckload of weight, like over 440 pounds.
Yeah. It would have been like 492 pounds, I want to say. Let's see if my kilo to weight is right.
But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have to show you the video because the raw emotion after she lands the lift. First off,
I was right. Come on, math. I was on a math team.
not only was it a beautiful lift,
Mm-hmm.
flawless in execution, the raw emotion of the three white lights she got. 3 white lights being that she nailed the lift.
Successful lift, yeah.
Judges approved. 3 thumbs
Unanimous
up.
approval.
The raw emotion that just overcame her and her coaches and anybody standing behind, it was amazing. Like, I even got, like, you know, you get when like the scratchy throat and you're just like,
yes, I do when you get that little choked up moment.
I
gotta
so
look up
happy
the
about
weightlifting schedule so I can see when some people from Team USA are lifting, because this is the biggest Olympic weightlifting team that the USA has had in the Olympics in a long time.
And there's some big names.
I know Kane Wilkes, Wes Kitts, Nathan Dameron, Matty Rogers, Caitlin Nye,
Harrison Morris.
Oh, he's there too.
Yeah,
fuck,
I want to
CJ
see
Cummings.
I want to see Morris and Cummings lift, because these are some huge names. Like,
I mean, to us, they're
although
huge names.
one of them did
Jordan. She did lift.
Jordan
she
something.
did well.
I didn't. You know what's funny is I only saw the photos, and it was just the one. It was a one side profile of her snatching, and then nothing else.
Yeah, the coverage. The coverage has been really. Weightlifting in general coverage has been very sparse, only because it's a sport that has been tainted with the reputation of drug use, so it doesn't get the recognition it deserves for a lot of things. So you don't see as much coverage about that. I was scrolling through Twitter to try to get like categories for Olympics to watch, and weightlifting was the last category that I was able to get.
I believe it.
And the list wasn't enough.
One of the I want to say she's Romanian, somewhere Eastern European. One of like the top contenders of her weight class. Laura Donatoma. Mm-hmm. She the Tominator.
Okay.
She was banned.
When?
And she couldn't even appeal her sanction.
When was this?
Last week, I think.
Well, like they did test all of the athletes for doping.
But that's just it. They wouldn't let the appeal happen. Typically, you can get an appeal in case there's like something that may have gone wrong, but they wouldn't even let it happen.
It's too close to call. It's a week
crazy.
out.
It's so crazy because her, like, based on like what her Instagram's about, like her life is legit like weightlifting. Mm-hmm. Like every day, every night, some sort of accessory work or weightlifting.
It's such a twisted road, because you get a sample, it comes back with, you know, a positive result for something. You don't know.
Right.
And you can't, like, form your opinion solely based on the person that you know and respect as a lifter, or, like, what the test is saying. You just kind of have to, like, roll with it. I will say, though, some huge bullshit that the Olympics did. Obviously, we know a few weeks ago, Sha'Carri Richardson tested a positive sample for marijuana use. They wouldn't let her compete. The other day, they posted on their Instagram a link to an article with 2 female athletes and their use of cannabis-infused supplements. Mm-hmm. To which I'm like, okay, read the fucking room. If you're gonna put up a post about something like that, specify what they're using. Don't just say cannabis-infused products. Of course, I'm sure that what they're actually referencing is CBD-infused type supplements, which I think is cleared substance to be used. However, THC is still, for some dumb, odd reason, not allowed. But I digress.
Now,
Olympics do better.
On top of that, too.
With the cardboard beds. They're real. I saw somebody doing box jumps on one of them.
Yeah.
They are legitimately real.
You know what's crazy is you would think, too, like, yeah, I get it, like, pandemic, sexual activity, you know, human contact, whatever. You would think that you want
they give out 450,000 condoms already.
The most elite athletes in the world. Do you think they would want to be, you know, set up on the most comfort that they can?
And that, I think I said that last week. It's like, this is how we're going to treat our most elite athletes coming to serve for their country in this huge showcase of athleticism.
Now, I didn't get a chance to look into it, but I don't know if you saw what I sent you before.
No. So
apparently, a U.S. fencer that's facing sexual assault allegations made it to the Olympics and has a team, quote-unquote, safety plan to keep him away from women. Meanwhile, we're not allowing somebody to perform their sport. We're not allowing somebody to participate in the Olympics for marijuana.
What is the... we don't have to give me a name. Obviously, I'm assuming this is a male who's accused of sexual assault. Where's he from?
I don't know where in the U.S., but U.S.
You think there might be like a gender, race type discrepancy there about what we can and can't allow in? You know. Let's just call a spade here.
White
Man gets to go to the Olympics, black woman doesn't. I'm just gonna say it.
Hold on, let me.
What have you found?
Oh my god, you want to see a picture of this fucking dude?
I would rather not, but I guess if you must. Let me see.
He looks like
He looks like Sacha Baron Cohen's gonna play him. That's not funny to joke about, but wow, they really picked a horrible photo of him for this article. Who wrote this article? Salon.com? You better work, bitch. Salon.com, you better work. Someone out there is doing it right.
Now, another is this something Olympic? So, it's not Olympic related, but apparently the Norwegian women's handball team, which handball, I'm assuming, it looks like beach volleyball meets soccer.
Yes.
They got fined because they decided to wear shorts instead of bikini bottoms. Now, I don't understand why. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's like a uniform discrepancy.
The uniform for their sport is the skimpy top and a bikini bottom. If you look at the team, the female team and the male team, and you see the way that they're dressed, obviously there's some
sexualization,
very real issues we need to talk about.
Well, I'm looking.
They're making them wear these really skimpy outfits.
Well, I'm actually looking at the. It's funny you brought that up because I'm looking at their photos right now.
Yep.
And I'm sure you can see it from here. The guys are just in like tanks and shorts, and females look like they're getting ready to just like lay out on the beach.
Absolutely.
And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like a good set of butt cheeks, just like any other guy. And I'm sure you could appreciate a good little butt too.
Listen, I love a butt cheek, but if you're gonna make the women wear the bikini bottom, make the male make the bikini bottom. I want to see asses all around. It's just a principle thing. Like if you're gonna make them do it, make them do it.
If the guys can see a nip or lip slip, the gays want to see a ball fall. Am I right or am I wrong?
No,
I'm wrong.
We just want equality. We just want equality.
Was that not what
Dress
I was
comfortably
saying?
for your sport.
I think I was being very equal with what I just said.
I see what you're doing, and yes, you were funny.
Thank
but
you.
This topic, I do take umbrage. It's very serious to me.
I mean, I'm right there with you. It's very fucked. It's just
I
overall
will say,
fucked
Pink, the musical recording artist of fucking Beautiful Soul of a Woman, has offered to pay for their fines, which were quite hefty. They were fined tens of thousands of dollars, I believe, for violation of uniform.
They whatever they were fined, whether it be something light or heavy, it's too much.
It's a heavy fine.
Now, it's funny you brought that up. Fuck. Say something real quick. I heard something that you just reminded me of.
What did I remind you of?
Celebrities paying for stuff. All right.
Celebrities, thank God.
So here's the thing about that is when you said what you about Pink,
yes.
Who I agree, great human being. A country singer, Luke Combs, apparently paid for the funeral expenses of 3 young guys who died after seeing him perform at a festival.
Yes, I actually did hear about this.
About
I read this article this morning.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's crazy
tragic
shit. But like that, it's super tragic. But it's nice to hear
people being nice.
Yeah, it's nice to hear about people who can be nice with the amount of money they have.
Right.
Be nice with the money they have.
Yeah.
You know, not like the people who could literally end world hunger, but instead took their giant dildo to space.
Look, all right. Jeff Bezos took his giant dildo to space and then gave a CNN news reporter $100 million to spend how he sees fit. I don't get it. I don't understand how you... I don't know. I don't understand what it's like to have all that money. I would like to. Because I'm sure I would probably make some more wise, conscious decisions.
Yeah.
But we ain't it.
It's true. But let me tell you, and we've said it before, we're going to keep saying it, the memes were just so good.
Oh, meme culture is
just Dr. Evil all the way. And I love it so much. The dick on the radar, amazing. I love it.
So good. I miss Austin Powers movies.
Yeah, they really were ahead of their time.
No, they weren't.
They
were
were
very perfect for their time.
They were ahead
They
of their
just
time.
aged well. Well,
I don't know about that.
actually, I don't even know the last time I saw one. They probably did not age very well.
No, I don't think they did.
Ooh, Austin Powers is kind of creepy now that I'm thinking about it. Kind of. Oh, You know what? Let's switch gears a little bit.
So-
And like let's
So
start to go into more of the fun part of today's
So
episode.
real quick, before we get into the questions that we have for each other, I'm going to recommend to you, and I'm going to recommend to everyone who hasn't already seen it, the Fear Street movies on Netflix. I had a great time watching the first one. I feel like they're very campy, they're very fun, they have their horror essence to them, and it's not something that relies on jump scares, it's not something that relies on gore, despite the fact that they have both. I had a very nice time watching them. Where on the opposite end, I had a terrible time watching episode 2 of American Horror
3.
Stories. It was part 1, part 2, whatever.
It's technically episode 3.
The second one that premiered.
Yeah. Listen.
I hated everything about it.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I liked the idea of the episode. I liked the essence of what it was. The drive-in theater, the movie that makes you go crazy. Everyone starts killing people. It has this crazy effect. I liked that because it was very Twilight Zone-y. What I fucking hated was the extremely sophomoric writing and dialogue that they had in this entire episode.
Yeah, the writing and the dialogue was terrible. But you know what? I'll take it back. One thing I actually genuinely enjoyed.
The Bob Ross cameo.
I loved the twist ending.
Okay, that was a good ending.
And I was very enveloped and pulled in by the villain's ending monologue.
Yeah,
I thought that was very well done. Everything else was
that
awful.
actor is very good.
That was Jingles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 13 minutes of that episode, I texted a few people because they were like, "Oh, you gotta watch it. It's good." And I wrote to them the exact same thing. This fucking sucks. This dialogue is shit. Because you've got 2 teenage kids trying to get, boink in the bedroom. And it's the dialogue. I'm not going to spoil it if you want to watch it, but the dialogue after that to me just was shit.
Yeah. And it again also had like a nice classic horror movie essence to it, but at the same time it was just like
It was underdeveloped.
Yeah.
It was a good effort, but it needed a little kick.
And I feel like they were reaching a little too far for what you could predict very easily.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that.
Like I knew that thing was going to happen in the car with the guy that I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're simpatico. Anyway,
I was sad that it happened though. I didn't want him to go.
I mean, they both went.
It is what it is. No, but I liked him as a person. I could care less about the other part.
You could say they both went down. Anywho.
So if you guys remember, the next 2 episodes of Super Friends Sit Down will be absent of Alex.
Yeah, this is the last time you'll see me for the month of July.
Yes, and for most of August.
Yeah.
You're gonna be gone for half of August.
It's true.
And so we're going to give you a little bit of a taste of what we've got in store for next week, because if you remember the episode 2 Girls, 1 Gay, I did a mock of 1 Girl, 5 Gays, and this time we're going to actually give you 5 women giving their perspective on love and sex with 20 questions.
Who do you have coming in?
Oh, it's exciting. I have some good people coming in. I actually have a listener who's very excited to go. I'm really hoping that she's able to pull through.
Can you tell me after we...
Sure.
Okay.
And then I actually have a couple of friends of mine from middle school.
Because I still have to
and just,
analyze when I'm gone.
random things. I know. And I'm just very excited to actually do this. So we're going to start asking each other a couple of questions to get to know each other on a deeper level.
Are these supposed to be strictly sexual?
No, they don't have to be.
Good.
Mine aren't. I have a couple that are, but...
I have 1. 2? Maybe 1. I don't know. Take it as you will.
Do you want to go first? Do you want to start?
Sure.
Ask me a question, Daddy.
On the topic of things that are sexual, you're a guy who watches porn.
I sure am. I love porn. I think everyone should watch porn.
When you watch porn, when you get all hot and bothered by yourself and you feel like pulling your pud,
Pulling the pads, yes.
do you
Clawing
look
at the curtains?
do you look
flicking
for
the bean?
I would hope you don't have a bean.
No, that's the female version.
I know. It's also DJ Diddles, clicking the mouse, take your pick.
Clicking the mouse.
You know, like back in the day, they had a little middle
Yeah.
scroller.
Okay.
Anyway, before we compare before we compare the technology to vaginas, when you watch porn,
Yes.
do you look for specific stars, or do you just look for a genre, or do you just kind of like whatever floats your boat, like whatever you're feeling?
It's all in my mood. Every day is a different story. Sometimes I want a storyline. Sometimes I want like raw, intense passion. Sometimes I want a favorite porn star, sex worker of mine.
Sometimes you just want someone to ruin a fruit salad.
No.
No, that scene doesn't do it for you?
Food plays is nothing for me. Anything,
I was talking
I know
about
the salad thing. I know.
Okay.
Right in front of my salad.
Okay, we know. Okay. As long as we knew.
Okay. I'm very curious though. For you though, the same question. I just want to know your answer.
It's a whatever I'm feeling.
Okay.
Certain mood, like let's say like I'm in the mood for whatever. Sometimes I can click that because websites are very versatile this day and age. You can click that as a category and see what's going on in the random world, or you can click that category and be like, you know who has one of these? Whether it be like you want to see somebody with big titties or a big ass, or you want to see just a nice, hot, steamy scene, you can just associate that with a name.
Interesting.
The world is there.
Do you have a favorite porn star?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't like to have favorites because then if you see them too often, then it's like.
That's fair.
It's like when you listen to a new album
Have
and
you
then it
ever
gets
met a
played
porn
out.
star?
No. No.
Not that you know of. Maybe they have an OnlyFans.
That's true. One of my friends that I had in elementary school, his sister, I don't know the stage name, but she became a porn star.
Good for her. I love that. TikTok is showing me all OnlyFans, like how to build up your OnlyFans lately, and it's getting me to the point where I'm ready to do it. Let's see. If you had to enter your body part into a best of competition, what body part would you enter?
If I had to enter a body part, interesting question.
I know, that's good. You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to say my big toe.
Because it looks like a light bulb.
It's rotund.
Wait, which big toe? The right or the left?
It's thunderous.
Which toe are we talking about here?
I think we got right for gold and left for silver.
Okay.
And they're both a nail in the competition because they're hammer toes. Anyway, when you go out, what kind of differences do you see in a gay bar versus a regular bar?
Is that really one of your questions?
That's number 2.
Okay, I have a very similar question on my list. That's so funny.
Love that.
So you're asking me what differences do I see?
Yeah.
Gay bar music is better.
And I'm not talking like environment. Like I'm not talking the Eagle versus Big Shots. Like
No. as a general blanket statement, a gay bar versus a straight bar.
Yep.
Gay bar, better music.
Okay.
Better crowd of people. You have a lot more of a mix of different types of people, so you have like a Swiss Army knife in a way of people coming together. It is almost nostalgic of like the early 90s club scene where it was really just a cesspool of random motherfuckers having a good time.
Love that. Okay.
Straight bars, your music sucks. I'm so sorry. It's too low. It's not enough pop. Way too much country. If I'm going to go to a straight bar, there better be a pool table or a foosball table. And they usually never have them. So, those are a few differences.
And I kind of feel like
better drinks, better prices,
I kind of feel like if you go, let's say you specifically, go to a bar that has pool or foosball,
I'm there all night.
Not that. I would think it's more like when I think of pool table at a bar, I think of like a biker bar, and I kind of feel like it'd be a little less accepting of the gay community.
That's very interesting that you say that because there's a very prominent gay bar in Asbury Park that you may know called Paradise, and they have a pool table in their in their bar.
All right.
To which I played many rounds.
You know, there's certain things that I genuinely love being proved wrong about, and that's one of them.
Very nice.
Great.
So I'm going to counter you with that, and I'm going to ask, would you rather go to a gay club or a straight bar? Listen to the differences. Gay club, straight bar. Clubs are different from a bar.
I'm going to have to answer gay club because I've never done it before. And straight bars I can only handle so much of. And
we didn't go to a gay bar when we were in Philly that one time? A few years ago? That was in a gay bar?
I couldn't tell you.
It was hot.
Are we talking about the one where like it had the lit up dance floor and it was disgusting in there,
Yeah.
like disgustingly hot?
The only time me and you have ever been to a club in Philly together, yes, that's exactly the time I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And the other time we went to Philly was not for a club; it was for like a competition.
For weightlifting. I can't confirm if that was or was not a gay bar.
I will say that was a good time.
Oh yeah, I had a good time there. It was a nice little dance party.
Huh. Okay.
If you meet people for the first time, do they often, but have you ever had an experience where it's like, oh, you're gay, just like Nathan Lane, or like just like Billy Eichner, or just like another famous gay person?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And it's usually somebody who's a little tipsy or a little ignorant. Sometimes it's a combination.
And typically they go hand in hand.
Yeah. If I walked up to you and I was like, "Oh my God, you're straight," you must know Sylvester Stallone. You're both straight.
We talk the same.
But like, you see what I'm saying?
No.
And at this point in my life where I am with my sexual journey, as a gay individual, I'm done being a straight ally. I've tried to do it. It's too hard. Being a straight ally is not for me anymore. You guys are on your own. I'm sick of being asked, "Did you ever get to see George Michael?" No, he lived in a different country and we were generations apart. So, unfortunately, no, all gay people do not know each other. And we also don't like being compared to one another. If there's one thing gay people hate, it's being compared to another gay person.
Educational podcast.
If somebody made you food and it was gross, would you still eat it to spite, or would you like break it and hurt their feelings?
When you say somebody,
If anyone, if I made you food and it was terrible, if Jackie made you food and it was terrible, if your mother made you food and it was terrible, if somebody made you a plate of food and you were so excited to eat and you bit into that motherfucker and it was rancid, hot garbage, would you still eat it to save their feelings from being hurt? Or would you say, you know what, let's order a pizza?
No, I'd have to be 100% honest. If I eat something and I don't like it, or if I'm especially if I'm excited for it, if I DoorDash Taco Bell and it was hand delivered to me by the chef, and they were like, "I made it special for you," and then you eat it and like, this is dog shit.
I would get my Taco Bell hand delivered to me, and the fucking chef would be like, "I made this special for you," and I would open the bag and say, "There's sour cream on everything, you fucking idiot," and throw it at them. Because every time I say no sour cream, they give me extra.
Especially too, if it's my mother, if it's my girlfriend, if it's somebody close to me, if it's you, I can only be honest. Because not if
Have
if
I ever made anything that didn't taste good? Come on.
I would tell you.
But I'm saying I haven't. Not yet. Not in this. Not in this many years of friendship.
Because if I lie to your face and then I continue eating, you're gonna see me like wincing,
choking it down.
like,
Get the ipecac.
I made you this. Try it. And then you would do with any other beer that you had.
You know what I would do? I would do this. Delicious. Full Squidward.
Do you like Krabby Patties?
Okay. Oh, wait. I asked you this question, so it's your turn.
I'm going to ask you a bit of a personal question. Same in relation to if somebody had just met you for the first time. Have you ever gotten, in any situation ever, with anyone you've ever been, the who wears the pants question?
No.
Really?
I haven't gotten that question. However, I do think I'm going to start asking breeders that question. When I meet a couple for the first time, like, who's the top and who's the bottom?
Nice.
I'm just gonna start flipping it back on.
You're gonna have to elaborate with definitions, because some people are gonna be like, what?
Yeah, well, who wears the pants in the relationship? Who pays for most of the dinners? Who's in charge?
Who's the alpha? Who's the beta?
Exactly. Would you rather Julia Roberts or Michelle Pfeiffer?
Would I rather than what?
To fuck. Or to have a lovely dinner, like whatever you want.
Pull up
Who
a
would you
picture.
rather see? Do you not know what they look like?
I don't.
Oh my god. I actually went over this the other day with Joe. The same comparison, Julia Roberts to Michelle Pfeiffer, and I said it depends on the era at which they're in. If I get Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman, I'm taking her any day of the week. Absolutely. If I get Julia Roberts from the movie Valentine's Day, maybe not. If I get Julia Roberts from the movie The Normal Heart, I'll pass. You may be a good friend, but no. If I'm getting Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns, you better bet your bottom dollar I'm lapping the milk out of her bowl.
That was a hell of a rant. That was good. That was a good rant. Oh my god.
But if it's Michelle Pfeiffer in Hairspray, I just want to be her. I don't want to be with her. Michelle Pfeiffer in Hairspray is singing Miss Baltimore Crabs.
Hold on. Wait.
Are you finding pictures? I'm gonna get your rocks off to this later.
Hold on. I'm getting them off right now.
Who do you want to have relations with?
Wow, that was a terrible spelling of Pfeiffer.
I couldn't spell her last name right. Either.
I'm gonna say Michelle Pfeiffer specifically because she was in the Ant-Man movies, and she also was Catwoman, and I can get down with that.
Okay, fair. Very good, very good.
What are your most common received assumptions about you?
Common received assumptions.
Not you as you, but you as a gay man in this world.
Let's see. Common assumptions that I get. I'm good at everything in terms of fashion design and home decor. That I'm... I'm trying to think now. It's really tough to, say, these assumptions about me that are false that people always perceive on me, because at the end of the day, I'm a sassy gay hairdresser. Like, read between the lines. Fucking stereotype. Just red letter stereotype on me. So most assumptions that people have about me tend to be right.
Okay. I have a follow-up to that coming
I
up
do
later.
have to say, though, one assumption, people, they are surprised to find out how kinky I can be. I'm like, ugh, you vanilla bitch. Ugh.
Well, sometimes you're 16 years old and you're into BDSM.
Hello? Same. The realisticness of that was so crazy, where it's like...
you put on a latex suit and you're shaped like a pear.
You turn into fucking Mrs. Incredible if she was in fucking Venom, and you're like, let me fucking kill my gay dads as they're boinking each other.
Really enjoying the word boink today.
Okay. I have one more question, and this is actually probably the most invasive question I will ever ask
This
you.
is perfect, because I have two more, and then one is one that we're both going to answer.
Ooh. Okay. I was listening to the podcast Horrible Decisions, and they had a guy on who they had a whole, hour-plus long interview with, discussing the sexual act of pegging. And I'm very curious, do you ever see yourself being in that state of vulnerability and comfortability with a partner where you would allow them to peg you?
I don't think I would let them peg me, but I would try a finger or two once.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's a good answer. You hear so much about the male G-spot, how could you not be intrigued, you know?
Absolutely.
And
I'll tell you more about that after we wrap up. I'll give you a very physical presentation.
That'll be on our new segment, Super Friends After Dark.
As if this podcast isn't already after dark.
Okay. What is, and this is, I feel like this is a good happy question for you. And what's oh no, I want to end on that one. I'm sorry. So, so based on, we have the most common received assumptions about you. What's a very common misconception? What's a big stereotype that's heavily misleading about either you or the gay community?
I actually did talk about this. People are very surprised when they find out how passionate I am about weightlifting. They somehow can't fathom that, this can do this.
So it's so funny you say that, because I was actually going to ask you, do you feel like a lot of people think, oh, gay, this dude's like a sissy?
100%. And they're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's me lisping, because I'm gay. But I'm also fucking strong, and I'll kick your ass. I'm a sassy, sissy, strong bitch motherfucker.
I've seen him both fight and lift, and you know what? He's not lying.
Where's the lie? I'm well-rounded.
Now, to finish things off, I have a
Let's
nice question for you. What's one change that you'd like to see in the LGBTQ community?
What's one change that I would like to see?
LGBTQ plus. What's something that you would love to see? Not a change of them, but a change for them.
I would love to see the complete and total eradication of white twinks. I'm kidding. Because I had that twink rant last week. No, I would just like for gay people to stop being the stereotypes. And I say that as a stereotype, but I just mean the hyperbole version of it. That
Wow,
super
hyperbole.
super ultra stereotype. Just be yourself. You don't have to worry about blending in. You don't have to worry about people accepting you. I feel like as a member of the gay community and seeing it, acceptance is something that you don't get so much all the time when you're younger. So it's something that you are very needy for as an adult. And I think that sucks, but it's very real. And I just wish that I would like to see more acceptance of oneself instead of the need for acceptance from others. I think that's a very I think that's what I want. Yeah.
So my answer is very similar. Mine is just universal acceptance of people just being themselves for who they are.
Absolutely.
Like, be the acceptance of someone like, you know...
Except for Caitlyn Jenner. I don't accept her. Sorry.
Just the acceptance of someone... You've really just ruined a fucking moment.
I'm so sorry, but I can't. I can accept anyone else.
Okay, so the summary of what I was going to say is just acceptance of someone just like... You know, you always hear the stories of people like losing their minds over coming out and being afraid of being themselves and being shunned by their family, their friends, their community for just being what they consider different. Like, just that whole stigma, like where you talked about the eradication of white twinks, like, I would love the eradication of that stigma, where if someone could just, you know, be a guy that identifies as a woman and they wear a dress, or just someone, like, if it's a man loves a man, a woman loves a woman, they can go live their lives like any other person does without people looking or judging or staring or oh my god, that fucking thing you sent me about Uganda was infuriating. Like, long story short, they enabled a law that's just okay for them to murder gay people.
Which, I'm not sure if you knew this, but that is a very real legal
common
law in Russia already. For years.
It's common around...
It's a crime in some countries to be gay, and it is punishable by death. And
yeah.
I think when people ask, like, why do you need Pride Month? Why are you guys, like, trying to push this gay agenda on us? It's because in so many countries, like, you will get killed.
Yeah.
And one more thing about the Olympics. There are a lot of gay people who are in the closet are Olympic athletes. Mm-hmm. Because they come from countries where it is not acceptable to be gay. And they go to this area where there's all these athletes like them. And they have the chance to explore and socialize and step outside of their normal comfort zone and be who they want to be.
Right.
And some people have been putting those people on blast on the internet. And it's really not okay. Because you're outing people who are trying to protect their safety.
They're going to go back. Those people are going to go back home regardless if they win or not. And there's going to be a firing squad waiting for them. And that's terrible.
Maybe.
But was there not, I mean, on a much lighter side of things, was there not an openly gay gold medalist?
Yes. Tom Daley of the UK did win for diving, a gold medal. Amazing. So that was really cool. I don't know, per se, if he's the first openly gay Olympian in general, but I do believe he's the first openly gay UK Olympian. So still big strides for everyone around.
Was Greg Louganis gay?
Greg Louganis, yeah, I think so. But I don't think he was gay. Like, I don't think he was out when he competed. I actually have to remember. Mario Lopez played him in his biopic. Came out a long time ago. Lifetime movie.
Fuck, that was gonna be another question that I had.
Mario Lopez?
No, not Mario Lopez. I'll make this quick. Do you know who Mario Cantone is? Yes. Okay. There was a whole skit on the Chappelle Show where Dee Snider, of all people, from Twisted Sister, like, would ask him questions, and he was like, you know, I don't want to push buttons, but like, you're gay, like, do you want this? And he like turned around and showed his ass, like, is this something that pleases you? And Mario Cantone was like, let me be the first to tell you this, and then he just leaned off camera and just went, ah! And that was going to be something, if anybody ever asked, he was like, yo, I'm a guy, and you're a guy who likes guys. You looking at me like I'm a guy?
I gotta tell you know what, you asked me what would I like to see in the gay community, but here's something I would like to see in the straight community. Breeders, heterosexual men, please listen up. I'm talking to you, I'm looking at you, and I'm ready to talk to you. Just because you are a straight cisgender male who maybe is between a 5 and an 8, I don't want you. I don't care about you. You look like a gremlin from under the sewer. You probably haven't washed your balls in 3 days. Your dirty fucking gym socks do nothing for me.
Why the fuck did you look at me about the washing the balls thing? I just showered.
I'm just looking at you. I'm just saying, just because I'm attracted to men does not mean I'm attracted to you. And just because I'm attracted to men doesn't mean I want to be attracted to you. You're not that fucking hot. And I'm so over that, like, I don't care if you're gay, man, but, like, just don't hit on me. Meanwhile, they look like fucking, Flubber.
I'd fuck Flubber. This has been Super Friends Sit Down, ending off with a great PSA about acceptance.
And I'd fuck Flubber.
And I'd fuck Flubber.
Goodbye.
Have a good night, everybody.